So just jumping back to this example of, as I mentioned earlier, in Quality Area 3, and I will actually read out the comments that we placed in our own document, and once again hopefully helping you understand how we use it and how it archives the information for us ready to drag out and place into the actual formal submission when it comes time for us, which we know is going to be early next year. So in this area we had the related standard and elements of Quality Area 3 was 3.2. The environment is inclusive, promotes competence, independent exploration and learning through play. So the issue related to that was, due to insufficient storage, some indoor spaces are cluttered and needs organisation. And also the centre seemed under-resourced. Now in actual fact this item came up in a docs spot check, and that was the feeling that we got from the authorised officer when they came in. And so we immediately put this into our quality improvement planning process to have a look at it. We knew we had the resources, but it appeared that our environment didn't display them in such a fashion that it was organised well enough for that impression to take place. But we knew they were there, but certainly we knew the storage was insufficient. So that moves us down into, when we go back to our diagram, we're coming into the area of our strategies. Strategy 1, complete a resource audit within the desktop. We actually have an audit that we use, and we do that once a year in preparation for purchases for the new year. So we jumped on it straight away. Strategy 2, discuss storage and shelf options with the owner. In this case the owner doesn't work within the centre, and we bring them in when we need to, the director, sometimes myself, authorised supervisor, and we discuss our needs. And strategy 3, gain approval for required resources and manage reorganisation of resources and so forth. So once we'd gained approval for our shelving and so forth, we went about and setting it up in such a way that we solved the issue. We moved into time frame and responsibility. Remembering all of this is being documented as a team. We place the issue on the table, we discuss it, and within 5 minutes we have our strategies, they're in the document, and we're ready to go. So our instructions that we thought we needed to put out there for some of our staff members who had delegated this, in one case, in the first case or instant, our authorised supervisor was rostered out of the room for 1.5 hours to give her an opportunity to complete the audit. Another arranged to walk through the centre with the owner and explain the needs and the storage that's required. And once the new shelves are up, reorganising and restocking. So it's clear and simple. It may appear to be a little detailed. Once again, it took 5 minutes, but if we needed this done at a certain time, and for whatever reason our authorised supervisor was away, or someone who was looking after this, it could be through a phone call, it could be explained, it's documented, delegated, and the job can be done, and we shouldn't get any hold up to it. And that's moving closer to an organic management style. So we had our dates, we had our people, we had to have it done by within 14 days, and which we did, and the evaluation took place. The item was completed, as I've indicated in the continuous improvement routine, and we had replied back to the authorised officer as requested to indicate to them and confirm that this was done even with a series of photographs. And so it was done quickly, and probably the best thing of all was that everybody within the service knew what was going on. Even though majority of them didn't have a hand in the completion and solving of the issue, they knew what was happening. We signed it off, we dated it. All of this information now is recorded as part of our continuous improvement routine, and when it comes time for putting in our own quality improvement plan, we can come back and we've got it documented in detail. We could even photocopy this page, I guess, and place it with it. I don't really think any of this needs to be pretty or well presented. You just have to prove that you're doing it. Now I want to touch on the compliance trail. I know I harp on this probably a little bit too much, but it is what we're trying to achieve, and it is part of the national quality standards and its assessment and rating system. We all need to comply at what level. We should be aiming for high quality irrespective. I have the end in mind in a lot of cases, because I know that if we achieve the end result, then the experience for the children, for the parents, for ourselves, for our team is going to be a whole lot better. And if we can bring it into a routine, a more systematic approach to certain key areas, not everything, but these key areas, and it becomes organic, we can move away from worrying. We know it's in place and it's happening, and we can actually by default focus more on the children and their experience during the day. And so the questions we need to look at, well, not so much questions, but areas that we need to cover for compliance, is the awareness. So I come back to the participation mechanism of the meeting that you bring this routine into, and you get everybody on the same page. We meet fortnightly, and that seems to be enough for us. I think weekly, when you're looking at such issues as these, might be a little bit too often. You can bring if you do have a weekly meeting, you might need to split it up. I don't think monthly is enough. Defined action. So during these meetings, during this process, through our strategies, we have a defined or definite action to solve the problem. We have an evaluation. That once again is taking place during our participation mechanism. Everybody's included in what happens during this evaluation of whether we need to continue or we complete. And of course that is our next move to what do we do from there. It's either we bring it back into the plan and keep going around the process, or it comes out and it's signed off and it's documented, ready for assessment. So that does conclude the presentation on the quality improvement planning process. I hope you got something out of it. The actual booklets themselves we have in the members area of the desktop, designed in such a way that you can either bind them as we have, in other cases they could be just put into a clip binder and pages added as you need them. At the moment they're sufficient for 4 pages per quality area. And we'll be just copying these up, completing and archiving as we go. Other resources that you'll find, we have templates for agendas, we have the summary on how this is done within the members area, that follow the steps, really everything that's required so you can pick this up and move along with it. The all-important routine itself, the diagram, it just helps with a visual take on it, helps get it in your mind how we run through the process and where it touches on other people within the organisation. And all of this that you can get within our 30-day free trial if you wish. I don't mind if anybody goes in there and they download what they need and take it with them, and they happen to cancel, they cancel. I hope people stay with us. We've got a lot of good information there now and a lot of great information to come. We'll be focusing on these 7 critical essential routines to manage all quality areas, hopefully to make this whole process less daunting and less complex. Thank you.